Google Bard, are you better than ChatGPT? I'm not sure if I'm better than ChatGPT, as both of us are still under development. I don't know, ChatGPT under development, kind of a However, I have some advantages that might make me better choice for some users. For example, I'm trained on a larger data set of text and code. I'm bigger than you, ChatGPT. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen, Google Bard just dropped, and you can actually join the waitlist right now. If you go to bard.google.com and press join waitlist, a caveat is that you are going to need to be on a personal account. Google Workspace accounts, so anything that's in like a business plan, is not going to be able to use this at the moment. Not really quite sure why. I'm recording this on March 22nd, and that is the current state of affairs. And I've had the ability to mess around with it really quick. The product itself is a part of the whole generative AI movement that Google is trying to integrate, as we saw with Microsoft Copilot. Microsoft just made an absolutely huge announcement. They have essentially created an integrated ChatGPT OpenAI software. They really are going to have a massive move forward with having ChatGPT integrated into all their applications. So Google needs to compete, and compete now, considering ChatGPT 4 is making waves in the community. I'm gonna do some example prompts here for you to show you the difference between ChatGPT and Bard, as they do work a little dissimilar. So first and foremost, I'm gonna reset the chat, and I'm gonna go through an example where I ask it to make me a business plan. Create me a business plan for a Notion consulting business. Now, we know with ChatGPT 4, these are starting to get really good, and then you can ask different parts of the response to be expanded on and then taken action on with. So you'll see right here, it starts with an executive summary, goes into a company description, products and services. This is a little bit of a different layout for sure, and even the style of what it's outputting feels different. It feels more googly. The company projects that it will generate 100K in revenue in the first year of operation. The business plan, okay, so this sort of seems like it's an outliner first and foremost. And then on the top right here, you can go and see that there is view other drafts. So draft 1, 2, and 3. Let's press draft 2. Okay, seems like it's gonna be a little bit different. Now, I'm wondering whether they're basically gonna use this information of the drafts we pick to sort of figure out what the baseline output is going to be. Now, I'm gonna ask, based on this business plan, create a Google Ads responsive search ad selling these Notion services. With ChatGPT, it really does spit out exactly what you ask for it. And in this context, I'm glad I was able to do it, because if it couldn't, I was gonna have a problem. And I kind of do have a problem, because this didn't give a bunch of different like headlines. So for those of you that don't know, responsive search ads in Google have up to 15 headlines and then up to 4 descriptions. And this gave one of each, and I'm just like, listen, I know you're new, but you are Google. You should know like how many headlines and descriptions I'm asking for. Okay, so create 10 headlines and 4 description lines for this responsive search ad and see what it does. All right, so it did finally spit it out when I specifically asked. It does need a little bit more pruning to become an output machine, which is very interesting. And if we view other drafts, you'll see that it has different options here between the different headlines, but it's mainly the formatting, if you'll notice, as well as the different change in output. Help your business get more out of Notion, take your business to the next level with Notion. These are not bad. If you're looking for what, yep, these are also not bad. So I do appreciate that this is doing what I asked it to. It just took a second. Now, what's interesting here is that we have the related searches. So by pressing Google it, we can see that Notion Consulting comes up. And then if I click on it, we have this pop up as the results, and that makes complete sense. It also has the ability for you to leave feedback on good response or bad response, as well as give me a new response and reset this thing, because it was what I didn't really want, and then it'll refresh it. Now on the top left, if you press Bard activity, what you'll see is that you'll have the ability to toggle this on and off. And when Bard activity is on, Google will store your activity in your Google account, like the queries you submit and the responses you receive, so you can save them for later, just like with ChatGPT. You can always turn this off and can always manually delete your old Bard activity by the time or topic. Turning off the setting won't delete anything in the past. So as can be seen here, when I do go to Bard activity, I have the ability to click this and it will delete everything from that day, or I can just delete one of these items, or I can click on it in the details and it'll show me exactly what I prompted. Now, some important things to note with Bard is that, as can be seen here, it cannot help with coding just yet. It's still learning code, and responses about code aren't officially supported, okay? And just know that Google is essentially collecting these conversations for more data, just like ChatGPT was in the beginning. If Bard directly quotes at length from a website, it actually cites the page, which is pretty important because we want these sort of cited things to occur. And this is what I was wondering, what would be better? Like Google and its data sources could be better. So if I reset the chat, and let's just do something that's more normal, like what are some amazing recipes to make with eggs, chicken, peppers, and onions? This is like honestly something that's always in my fridge. And this actually gave me some great examples. Scrambled eggs with peppers and onions, chicken and pepper stir fry. Chicken and pepper pasta is underrated. Chicken and pepper pizza, okay, all right, keep it up. How you doing, keep moving. How would I make number 3 on this list? See, I'm gonna ask very specifically number 3 because that would be the chicken and pepper quesadilla, and I'm curious as to whether it will spit it out. Ah, it figured it out. Good on you. Good on you, Bard. So it's gonna give me the ingredients, the instructions, tips, and it has the sources. Now this is big. We haven't really seen sources from ChatGPT, so we do have that, and we are also able to, as you can see, the whole Google it situation. If I click this, it showcases the Google search that I could use for it. So I do think Bard has its pros and its cons in comparison to ChatGPT. If you'd like me to do a comparison video, spoiler, I'm probably gonna do it regardless of what you say, but put it in the comment section down below so that we can use this great software in future videos. Just like you could use this tip on how to improve your productivity even more.